Who is it?
They have arrived, ma'am.
Oh, yes, let them in. Well, you arrived pretty early. Here, have a seat. I usually don't do this, but I chose you specifically out of all the candidates. Why? Well, you're special to me, of course. I don't know how to explain it, really. It's just that there's just something about you that, not to sound corny, but you rekindle my candle, you know? I'm kidding. Uh, anyways, I can see that pistol in your lower right pocket. Give it to me. Now. I don't need to ask twice. Thank you. So I heard you went to military school since you were 15? Quite a young age, huh? We are not that different, you see. Well, I was forced to enroll into military school when I was 9 years old. I don't like talking about it, but I guess it's fine if I share it with you. Well, basically, I didn't have the chance to experience normal education like any other kid. Guns, weapons, all the ammunition were the only things I played with. Not dolls, or cars, or even video games. As sad as it sounds, my parents basically ditched me there and started a whole other life elsewhere. The general and the other soldiers were basically my family. Well, of course that has changed. This group is all I live for now. And so the time has come to recruit new members since the last few, well, they're no longer here. Well, that doesn't matter now. I invited you here to talk about you and talk about why I chose you out of all people and why you're the perfect member. As you can see, there were many people wanting in on this position, but out of all of them, I chose you. Not out of random, but we actually know each other. But it seems as if you don't remember me, which is quite sad, of course, but let me remind you. After I left military school, I needed money to obviously live my life and get around town. Did I get a job? No. I went around pickpocketing randos off the streets and lived in several alleyways. One day, I was running away and bumped into you. You dropped a big bag of baguettes. At the time, I wasn't used to male presences, so I accidentally scratched your face. That, yeah, do you remember? Oh, you thought it was a cat. Well, that's why you have that scar on your face. I'm really sorry about that, but it means that I've marked you and you belong to me after all this time. I'm really happy about that. And over the last 5 years, I kept my eye on you. Wherever you went, I stayed around to make sure you were safe from all the bad people around town. You know, the criminals, the muggers, the robbers. They're pretty much the same thing. In which I took care of them for you. During that time, I was recruited into a group. This very group. And I took over it after the head boss passed away. He took me in and basically treated me like his daughter. Well, he actually replaced me in place of his daughter, who ran away with a farmer. They traveled overseas, possibly over to the United States or something. I'm not entirely sure. But I was basically his right-hand man, and everyone else despised me for it because I'm not a dude. Pretty sexist, but I stayed by the boss's side till his very last day. And mainly because he treated me well. I was given good food, comfortable bedding, and eventually got to teach the other members basically how to use weapons for raids and other things. Oh, water? Ah, yes, here you go. Your hand, it's bleeding. I'm sorry, let me get my assistant Eno to get you some bandages. Eno, could you come to my office and get me some bandages? Don't ask me any questions and just bring them to me. Thanks. God, sorry, hold on, I have an idea. Hmm? Oh, I'm cleaning up the mess that I've caused. I'm sorry, I'm almost done. All done. I'm sorry again for dropping the glass. When my hand touched yours, I kind of spaced out. But don't worry, Eno will come in soon to give you a bandage. Anyways, where was I up to? Ugh, I forgot, but long story short, the boss had written one thing in his will, and that was for me to take over the gang. At first, it was rather stressful as no one dared to listen to me, a woman out of all people, but over time, I showed them my capability of becoming the next head through several missions and putting men into their place. Everyone slowly warmed up to me. Although now the gang moved from a garage to an office tower, its ways still haven't changed one bit.
You asked for bandages, ma'am?
Yes, for them. The cup slipped out of my hand and... What are you doing?
My wrist, ma'am. Please let go.
Did I say you could touch them? I told you to bring the bandages, not to tend to their wounds. No one else can touch them. Do you understand that? Now, take the trash with you and get out. People need to lay their hands off of what's mine. It's awfully infuriating to tell people off every time, but it's rather exhilarating. You know, showing ownership through words, yelling at them for approaching my one and only. Though, in my opinion, it's way better when they could see that you belong to me. The marks I would leave on your neck and body. That scar I made on your face. You look so good with it. I mean, it's time to leave. We must plan our next move against Eli's group. Come, let's head out.